The Pixel A line has always been one of my favorite smartphone lineups. Google usually packs a lot of great features from their flagship Pixel line into a more affordable package. And this year we get more of the same. The Pixel 7a takes a lot of what makes the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro great, and it gives it to us at a cheaper starting price at $499, which is $50 more than last year's Pixel 6a. The price gap between the A series and the normal Pixel phones is only $100 now, which is the smallest it's ever been. So is the Pixel 7a still the amazing value smartphone the A series has always been? Or is it worth just going with the Pixel 7? Well, this is my first week with the Pixel 7a, and here are my thoughts. Let's start with the design of the Pixel 7a, because it's what you might expect. It definitely looks like a Pixel phone. It's very similar to the Pixel 7. You have that familiar metal camera visor on the back that's not attached to the metal frame like the Pixel 7 was, but it's still a very familiar design. It has a smaller 6.1 inch screen on the front with slightly thicker bezels. The back is made of plastic, but it's a plastic that's as close to feeling like glass that I've ever used before. If you didn't tell me this was plastic, I might assume it was glass. So design wise, I do love what Google is doing here with the Pixel 7a. The phone feels solid in the hands. It feels like it's made with more premium materials than it actually is. And it could pass for easily a flagship phone when it comes to design. When it comes to performance, this has the same chipset as the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. It has the Tensor G2 chipset with 8 gigs of RAM, just like the Pixel 7, and it feels really quick and speedy. So far, the phone for me hasn't slowed down. I haven't had any issues with performance. It's been really quick to open up applications. Gaming has been just fine on the Pixel 7a, so you're not gonna notice really much of a performance dip just because you're going with a more budget Pixel 7a. Battery life also has been really great so far. It actually has a slightly larger battery inside the Pixel 7a, at least when you compare it to the Pixel 7, and I've been getting a full day of battery even with heavy usage, so I've been really happy when it comes to battery life. It's only been a week, so battery life can change, but so far it's held up really well. I would say performance-wise, this phone definitely punches above its weight class. It just shows you that you don't have to spend a fortune for something great. And that also applies to your wireless carrier. You don't want to get a great value on a Pixel 7a and then turn around and spend a fortune on your wireless bill. And that's where my partner for today's video, Mint Mobile, comes in. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month. $15 a month for wireless service is crazy. And you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. All of Mint Mobile's plans include unlimited nationwide talk, text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. And for a limited time, you could also purchase the Pixel 7a on Mint Mobile for $399, so $100 cheaper than the regular starting price. And they also give you 6 months of free cell service included. That's an amazing deal. The Pixel 7a is already a great value smartphone, and Mint Mobile is just making it even better. I switched over to Mint Mobile, and so far, I love it. I've been able to stream movies, watch videos, and get all my normal smartphone things done, and I couldn't tell a difference in speed or performance. And that's the key. When you can't tell the difference between your wireless carrier service, that means you're getting the same coverage, you're getting that same performance, but you're saving tons of money. Mint Mobile also makes it really easy to switch to. They offer physical SIM cards and eSIM, and you can be up and running in as little as 15 minutes. Honestly, just give Mint Mobile a try and see for yourself. If you're interested in reliable coverage and fast data for a fraction of the cost, go to mintmobile.com/techverve to get started. It's also linked in the description of the video, and I also linked that amazing Pixel 7a deal with Mint Mobile in the description as well. But now let's get into the camera, because honestly, this is where I think the A series of Pixel phones really shine. Because usually with the A series of phones, you're able to get pretty amazing results from the cameras, simply because Google does an amazing job with their computational photography, and that continues to show with the Pixel 7a, at least for now. I've loved the camera experience so far. You're getting a dual camera system on the back, a 64 megapixel main wide angle camera sensor, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. And this is a new sensor that Google's using with the Pixel 7a, a 64 megapixel camera sensor. And I think it's been pretty impressive so far. The shots I'm able to capture are vibrant, crisp. Portrait mode continues to be amazing on the Pixel 7a, and I just love the shots I'm able to get with this phone. I feel like even though I'm paying less for a smartphone with the Pixel 7a, the camera isn't something that I'm really sacrificing, because this is right up there with the other flagships, at least in my opinion. Of course, that's going to be personal preference. You might prefer another camera's results, but for me personally, I've always loved the Pixel camera experience, and this continues to be a solid phone when it comes to that. Video is also pretty good on the Pixel 7a. It's not the best that I've used. That still goes to the iPhone, at least in my opinion, but video stabilization is great, and you're not going to be really upset with the results that come out of the Pixel 7a. Of course, I'm still testing the camera and really trying to put it through its paces, but so far, I'm impressed. So really, what I've noticed so far to be, I guess, the sacrifices that you're making by getting the Pixel 7a over something like the Pixel 7 is this phone has slower charging than the Pixel 7. You get 18 watts with the Pixel 7a as opposed to 20 watts or 21 watts with the Pixel 7. The fingerprint sensor too on the front just seems to be an inferior fingerprint sensor, at least so far. It just kind of slow. It doesn't always read my fingerprint the first time, and I just kind of get frustrated with this fingerprint sensor that's on the front. It's an optical fingerprint sensor, and it's just very inconsistent at times. You do get face unlock as well, but I do wish the fingerprint sensor was just quicker or faster than it actually is, but hopefully with software updates it improves the consistency of the fingerprint sensor. Also, when it comes to display, that's something else that you're kind of, I guess, sacrificing with the Pixel 7a. It has a slightly smaller display, 6.1 inches when compared to the 6.3 inch display on the Pixel 7, but you're getting the same screen resolution, the same 90 Hz refresh rate. And that's another thing you have to keep in mind with the Pixel 7a. Out of the box, it's set to 60 Hz. You have to actually go into the settings and change it to 90 Hz and get that smoother experience when using the phone. Not sure why Google ships it with 60 Hz and they make you change that in the settings, but just something to keep in mind if you do purchase this phone. And really, so far, those are the only sacrifices I've noticed with the Pixel 7a when compared to the Pixel 7. They're really close in my opinion. Performance is the same, displays are almost exactly the same. The camera experience is also really close as well, with excellent results for both of those phones. So really, the only thing that you're sacrificing by going with the Pixel 7a as opposed to the Pixel 7 is a plastic back, which is even hard to tell it's actually plastic, and slower charging. So far, those are the only things I've noticed. Are those things worth $100? Maybe it is for some. For me, a plastic back isn't the end of the world, and slightly slower charging is kind of annoying, but not the end of the world either. But it's funny because if you go online, you can find the Pixel 7 on sale for about the same price tag as the Pixel 7a, which I think if that's the case, if both of these phones are the same price, I would probably just go with the Pixel 7. But if not, so far I would say the Pixel 7a is a better value smartphone, just because you're saving those $100 for really minor sacrifices in my opinion. But I'm still testing out the phone. I'm playing with some of the features still and seeing how this holds up durability wise as well. Some things may change and my opinion may change as my review of this phone or my testing of this phone continues. But in summary, so far I think it's a solid A series phone, and we'll see how it holds up as time goes on. But what do you guys think? Are you planning on purchasing the Pixel 7a? Do you prefer to go with something like the Pixel 7 for $100 more? Let me know with a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.